Okay, hi, I'm Ashley, and I read the article on the mascotting of Native Americans and read the book, The Absolutely True Diary of an American Indian. Both of these article and the book both talked a lot about stereotypes, and the article talked about why colleges or different schools had their mascots representing Native American and Indians. A lot of disagreements came about from this because all the people around them like took stereotypes and what they like mixed cultures together to make the mascots, and Native Americans didn't agree on why they needed to do that because not everyone is represented through their mascot and the look of it or etc. um, I really liked the article because it talked a lot about the disagreements that people thought from these mascots. They really wanted to be heard, listened to, because they felt like no one was listening to the problems they found from the mascots. There was a lot of disagreements and arguments, and they said the mascots were constructed in a very generic fashion. They blended too many cultures when they're very unique. I was wondering if they ever gotten any insight from any Native Americans or Indians before they made the mascots, because if you only get the outsider perspective, you get some things wrong when you need to get some insider perspective from a bunch of different people to make sure you incorporate everyone. I really like the quote within the article. It said, reassessing the ways in which the mascotting of indigenous cultures violates American Indians' right to self identity. So this was talking about how like they don't agree with the way they were represented and like that's not their identity kind of issues that went along with that. I also had the question came to mind when looking at the mascots, how schools can't just have their mascot be Indians to like represent. That's how they are represented. They need a little more of like the culture and background throughout the school. Like I feel like they need to do a little bit more than just have an Indian represent them because that's not all they are is the appearance. Um, this article also related a lot to the book we read this week because it related a lot to stereotypes and there was a lot to do with like appearances throughout the book. Like for example, since the problem with the mascots was like you can't just categorize it by like one look because not all Indians look like that. Like in the book, people think Indians always have braids, always wear the same outfits, and like even though his father and his sister both had braids, someone like his grandma never wore one of those outfits they wore when people went dancing and everything. So not everyone's the same, and he wanted to make that clear within the book. They talked about a lot of other stereotypes, and he would bring up situations where those things did happen, but also like the kid in the book questioned like not everyone on my reservation did those things. So he wanted to make it clear that like certain stereotypes can't represent the whole group when it's individuals who do those things. One question I had was, why would authors include the use of stereotypes within their books? This is what I looked at through my paper, and I was wondering what anyone else had any thoughts about this idea.